Hi, this is John. I'm here with Orange program now. I'm gonna go over today's lesson, which is the Socratic Method. And what is it, how we can use it, and why. First, I'm going to define what Socratic Method is, and I'm gonna also describe what it is used for. And also, I'm gonna come up with some of the examples that we can apply to real life. What's the Socratic Method? By the way, the one in the center, the bold one, is the Socrates. Of course, the method is named after the Socrates, the father of philosophy, the Greek philosopher, teacher of Plato and Aristotle. Basic method is that by keep asking questions to yourself, you can find your own answers. That's kind of the answers, roughly speaking. Before I'm getting to there, like I said, who was Socrates? He lived in ancient Greece, 470 to 399 BCE, before Christ era. He was a famous philosopher known for asking thought-provoking questions. Thought-provoking means asking probing questions, the questions that will lead to another question and so on, like domino effect, that helps you to realize what you're aiming for. Basically, you discover the answers by yourself. Socrates believed in gaining knowledge through dialogue and questioning. He's a firm believer that by asking and engaging in dialogues, you can eventually find truth or all the answers to your questions. So what is the Socratic Method? It's a way of learning by asking and answering questions. It also encourages critical thinking and deeper understanding. And instead of giving answers, questions lead the discussion. So let's say there are students in a classroom and there's also a teacher, right? The teacher's main role is just throwing question out there, and one student answers, the next student kind of continues that discussion. And the teacher does not really explicitly give answers to any of the questions. She or he merely just throwing clues or probing questions, and the next person, the student, would just take over, present, or argues his stance or her stance, and so on. How does the Socratic Method work? First, you have to ask a question to start a conversation. You also have to respond with more questions to challenge the answers. And you just keep asking questions until the topic is fully explored without you knowing. The goal is to find truth or understand the complexity of a topic. Why should we use the Socratic Method? Because it encourages critical thinking and problem solving. Because you have to keep thinking critically, introspect, it helps you get to the next questions. So basically in the process, you will gradually hone your critical thinking skills. Second, it helps you understand different perspectives. By engaging in dialogues with your peers or teacher or others, you can kind of learn their perspectives, not just your own, right? It really helps to think outside of your own comfort zone or your own box and kind of establish this in a bird's eye view where you see things from outside or objectively. Third, it promotes open-mindedness and curiosity. Here are some of the examples of Socratic Method. Scenario is it always wrong to lie? That's the scenario. Questions. Why do people lie? Is there a good reason to lie? Are all lies harmful? What about white lies? How the discussion helps us think deeper about right and wrong. Asking or throwing all these questions out there, it kind of helps you to introspect, explore ways in which you can contribute or you can hear other people's perspectives. So you ready? So now that you know a little bit about what Socratic Method is, are you ready to question it all? This Socratic Method, it all started from this guy, Socrates. So you kind of asking questions, you can do it by yourself or you can do it with your friends or others to engage in dialogue discussion. That's going to gradually help you hone your critical thinking skills. Why don't you try next time when you engage or have a debate with your friends in classroom? All right. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.